As we do every 3 weeks, we come back and give you our power rankings on the season. Last 3 weeks ago, week 6, after week 6 it was, Alec gave his power rankings and we reacted to that. This time, I'm gonna make my power ranking list, and I'll let Alec respond to that. I'm excited to jump into it. And before I go directly there, for the third time, again, I want to reiterate with you guys tuning into this part of the episode. We are now collab with LA Sports Report. Make sure you guys tune into it. Glad to get things going with them. We'll be in studio at times with them there. We'll be here remote, bouncing around in LA as we do at times also. Either way, a lot of conversations for you on the way. I'm glad to finally get that done and announce for you guys, and you're excited for all that's on the way there. So good stuff. And now as we come back to our power rankings, I have the Chiefs up top, so I'll start there. Going top to bottom there. 1 is Chiefs, 2 is Eagles, 3 is Ravens, 4 is Bengals, 5 is Jags, 6 is Lions, 7 is Niners, 8 is Cowboys, 9 is Browns, 10 is the Bills, and then in the honorable mentions in that 11-12 type spot are the Dolphins, Steelers, Saints, Seahawks, Texans. Your thoughts on that?
Interesting. I think the one we have the most discrepancy on is the Cowboys. I have them a little bit high just looking at it. I've got them at 4. I think you had them at 8. But let me just run through my list real quick so you know what I'm looking at too. So I've got your Baltimore Ravens at 1.
Sure.
I've got the Kansas City Chiefs at 2. I got the Eagles at 3. I got the Cowboys at 4. I got the Jaguars at 5, Bengals at 6, Lions at 7, Bills at 8, Dolphins at 9, Browns at 10. I got the Niners fell out of the top 10 for me.
All the way out of the top 10?
With 3 straight losses. They're at 11. So they're right on the outside looking in. But I gotta see a little bit of something from them in these upcoming weeks for sure.
There are a few things in my list where I had to just be fair, I guess I'll say. Like originally I had the Ravens at 1 myself. I told them 2 for a moment. I bumped the Chiefs up. I have the Chiefs picture here. I bumped the Chiefs up. I respect to them being the defending champs. I was like, they're defending champs. They got there. They haven't shown a fall off just yet. So we'll be 7-2 as well. We'll go ahead and keep them there at the 1 spot unless they show a complete drop off, which they have not shown. We'll go ahead and keep them at the top spot. Now I was like, okay, if I'm going to do that, though they lost in the Super Bowl, they got there as well. The Eagles, I had Eagles below them at 3. And then I was like, all right, let me be fair. If I'm going to move up the Chiefs, I got to move up the Eagles as well. So the Eagles have shown similarly that they still are a top squad that keeps finding ways to win games, as they always have been, regardless of if it's pretty or not. They get the job done. So I'm going to bump them up to 2, and then the Ravens, who are the most dominant team right now, I put it at 3. The Bengals, while their record is not equal to the other guys in the top 5, they are showing that they're on the run right now, and Joe Burrow is back in the form.
I said they're the scariest team, man.
The scariest team, as you pointed out. So wanted to give them credit where credit is due, as they have turned things around. I just want to make sure that was acknowledged. The Jags, I believe, had a bye last week. So with that being the case, did they have a bye?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So with that being the case, what they showed prior to that showed that they were a top 5 team, and we discussed that even in our last rankings, I believe that was. So with them having nothing really changed, I kept them there. The Lions kind of being at 6 here was more so because of a drop off of the Niners. The Niners would be there, but the Niners losing 3 straight. Again, had to get knocked down at least somewhere. So I bumped the Lions up there. Now they'll probably put the Cowboys above them as well. I was like, the Niners beat the Cowboys. I can't put the Cowboys over the Niners when the Niners blew them out. I know it's been a little bit different in the last 3 weeks, but even still,
it's definitely been different.
Yeah, that Niners squad, at least versus the Cowboys, showed they are that squad. Then with the Browns, their defense has been elite. Deshaun is showing some improvement. At least they had a good performance last weekend, so I gave him the nod over the Bills, who have talent there. They just aren't fully producing. The run game was not really.
Defense is hurt, man. That's the main
defense is all jacked up. Yeah. So that is how the 10 wrapped up. And then seeing, as we said about the Dolphins being kind of pretenders right now, full pretenders right now at this point, bumped them down out of the top 10 to 11 in that group. Along with the Steelers, who keep finding ways to win games. The Saints quietly keep finding ways to win games. Outside of that one where we mocked, where they dropped that pass last minute versus the Jags, ironically. The Seahawks, although they just got beat down last weekend, and the Texans have been looking good recently too, with C.J. Stroud being a top 10 quarterback, as we discussed earlier also. So that has my top 10 plus 5, I guess we'll say.
Just with our LA teams, did you have them anywhere? Did you go beyond that, or
Chargers would be in that next group of 5.
okay? I got them at 15.
Yeah,
So
so
they're
they'd
kind
be
of
right
climbing
there.
a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Rams,
Rams.
they're lower than that right now. Is what it is.
Let's see where they fall. Yeah, they're at 26 right now for me. So it's rough. Like we talked about yesterday, they got wins, so maybe they'll be competent, especially more competent than they were last week against the Packers. But
correct.
Yeah, it looks rough. It looks a little bit rough for them.
Rough for them right now. So we don't got to deep dive at the moment. But for the top 10 at least, that's how I have it played out. And y'all can adjust it however you see fit. But I think if it stays that way, in 3 weeks when we return to it as well.
Would you make any changes to your list now, or you like it like how you have it? I think for me, like I have the Cowboys a little bit high. Like I might flip Cowboys and Bengals. Like I have Cowboys at 4, Bengals at 6. So I might flip them, but
I still can't push myself to put them above the Niners as well. I know they kind of turn a corner and they look good in losses. They're one of those teams that keep not having the impressive loss type.
They really should have won that Eagles game. Like
sure, but they didn't, and that's kind of the story of the Cowboys, where they keep coming up just short. So because of that, I can't quite push them above the Niners. Then the Lions maybe could drop, but the Lions look pretty good still, so I'm fine with them at 6. I'm good with my list as is. You can shift around the top 3 as need be if you want to. But outside of that, I think that is where they fall.
Cool.
So good stuff there. You gave your rebuttals too. Also, we'll see what folks have to say about that in the comments and all of that. But for now, that is it in regards to our power rankings. So great things there, and we'll see what you guys have to say as once things are all posted and all of that. So that is it there for those.